I like to refer to this gospel story when parents of adult children come to me and say, no matter what I do, no matter what I say, I don't understand why my kids don't go to church anymore. So I always refer to this gospel reading, that Jesus, when he went back to his hometown, was talking to his own people. They rejected him. We pray in a very special way for our kids who might have stopped going to church, that they are touched through other people to bring them back to the faith. And that's where we put our trust for that. But I'm not talking about the gospel today. I'm moving on to the second reading with St. Paul. When we are weak, only then are we strong. And initially, when I was coming up with the homily, I thought of LeBron James and moving on to the Los Angeles Lakers and the poor Cleveland Cavaliers and their weakness. I don't think that's what God's talking about. God's not referring to basketball. The Cavs are, anyway. Good luck. But we're talking about ourselves. The Lord is looking at our souls in our own weakness and what he can do when we expose ourselves and make ourselves vulnerable. So at this time of the year, we go to a lot of cookouts. See a lot of family members, a lot of friends, and eat a lot of hamburgers and hot dogs. And what happens is, hey, I haven't seen you for a long time. How are you doing? The response is usually, I'm doing great. And then we talk about how great each other are, how great work is going, how great our families are doing, and it's just great. Everything's wonderful. We don't go to the next step. At family cookouts and friends cookouts, we never go to that next step. And that's a challenge for all of us to get into deeper conversations and expose ourselves, because that's where love comes into play, of course. When I was in seminary, I had the opportunity to go to a 10-week spirituality course out at Creighton University in Omaha, Nebraska. Omaha is a wonderful place if you like porn, especially the drive from here to there is 24 hours. The most exciting ride in the world, I guarantee. And while there, all the seminarians had to participate in an 8-day silent retreat. It's a Ignatian spirituality 8-day silent retreat. It intimidated the heck out of me, I'll be honest with you. And being silent for 8 days doesn't sound like a lot of fun to you, and it didn't sound like a lot of fun to me either. But we had to do 4 holy hours in one day, each day. And then the only time that we could speak was an hour spiritual director appointment for a spiritual director that was assigned to each of us to go over what was going on with our interior prayer experiences and things like that. Well, I thought that was the end of me. I said, okay, this is going to reveal and expose me, and they're just going to kick me out of the seminary. So I'm not going to be a priest, I guess. But it was just very intimidating. I think it'd be for all of us to let ourselves out there. And through that silent retreat for me, that was probably one of the most healing, therapeutic, spiritual experiences of my life. Because yes, you have to be comfortable being by yourself, number one, and being silent. But also being able to communicate what is going on. What are your doubts? What are your hesitancies? What is your sinfulness? Where are your weaknesses? And just letting it all out there, somebody you didn't know. And my spiritual director at that time, out in Omaha, he was a mystic. He was a guy that looked like Santa Claus with a big, long, white beard. And every time that I said anything to him, he'd say, I said, oh no, he's judging me. He's judging me. He's judging me. Run. But throughout that 8 days, it was wonderful. And at the end, he said, after everything that we've talked about, I can tell that you've been called to be a priest. And it was a great consolation. And it's a continual kind of working on it. But it was just a beautiful, beautiful experience for me. It just calls to mind of what it takes to really let ourselves out there. We all have our stuff. None of us comes here because we're perfect. The phrase that Pope Francis uses that I love to use of his is the church is not a museum for saints, it's a field hospital for sinners. That's why we come here. We are all broken in some ways, and the Lord is still calling each and every one of us, using our brokenness, using our weaknesses to bring his healing to one another. It's a beautiful thing that we have in this church and we have in this community. So I challenge us all, I challenge myself too, how often do we take conversations deeper? Do we have those 1, 2, or 3 people in our life that we can go out and grab a cup of coffee with? And go over what's really going on in our mind instead of just always being on the surface and saying everything is so wonderful. Because yes, everything is not so wonderful. I'm sure that there are great parts of life, but we all have our stuff that we're working through. In that great sacrament of reconciliation, if there's something that's really bothering us, have we really exposed ourselves and being open to the love and mercy of God, who wants to give that to us so badly. And when we come to Mass each and every week, and we're standing here, and we're sitting, and we're part of this community, Do we truly come with humble and contrite hearts? When at the beginning we say, Lord, have mercy, Christ, have mercy. Or are we thinking about the cookout we're going to have later, the coffee and donuts we're going to have later? Do we come here opening ourselves up to receive His love and mercy? So may we as a community support and encourage one another. And as we receive the sacred gifts in the Eucharist today, have that courage to take our relationships, take our friendships deeper, and receive what the Lord has in store for each and every one of us.